The royal barber surgeon at your service. Behind the pomp and circumstance of palaces lies a hidden history, a world where the royal family's well-being was entrusted to an unusual cast of characters. They battled filth, disease, and even boredom to keep the monarchy alive. These aren't the kings and queens you read about, but the unseen figures who, starting off our list at number 9, the Royal Guard, silent sentinels of medieval England in the 1300s under King Edward III. In the ever-watchful shadows of castles, the Royal Guard stood as steadfast protectors. Their duty transcended mere obligation. It was a solemn commitment to safeguard the heart of the monarchy. Clad in uniforms, each guard embodied centuries of honor and tradition. However, the life of a guard was often a matter of life and death. In 1327, the teenage King Edward III was imprisoned by his mother, Queen Isabella, who had seized power. The young king was held captive, his life controlled by guards loyal to her. Yet a small band of knights infiltrated the castle, aided by a sympathetic guard, freeing the king and enabling him to reclaim his throne. This bond between monarchy and protectors safeguarded royal lineage. Coming in at number 8, the squire, a warrior in waiting. In the heart of medieval battlefields, young men aspired to become knights. They didn't just dream of glory, they labored over heavy armor, ensuring their knight's life was protected. The task was grueling, often involving a mix of sand and urine, an effective but surprising cleaning. Imagine the battlefield of the 100 Years' War, knights charging into combat under King Edward III. The clatter of swords and roar of cannons filled the air. A knight squire stood just behind him, ready to assist. If a sword broke, the squire had a spare. If a lance splintered, he had another. But his most crucial duty was retrieving his fallen master. The squire's heroism lay not in victory, their efforts illustrated a crucial truth of the age. The greatest battles were fought not just in the open fields, but in the relentless toil of those in the background. At number 7, we meet the royal barber surgeon, craftsman of care in France during the 1700s under King Louis XIV. Inside the royal chambers, the barber wielded more than scissors and razors. This figure played a critical role. King Louis XIV's life was literally in the hands of his royal barber surgeon, Charles Francois Felix. The king suffered from a painful anal fistula, a condition so severe that Felix had to practice risky surgery on dozens of peasants before attempting it on the king himself. In 1686, with the entire court holding its breath, Felix succeeded, earning a fortune and a reputation that would, in an age where cleanliness was a luxury, their tools doubled as instruments of health. The royal barber may have had a seemingly simple role, yet in a world where the line between life and death was thin, his job carried great weight. At number 6, the royal rat catcher, a Victorian necessity in London, 1850s, during Queen Victoria's reign. In the squalor of Victorian London, a hidden danger lurked. Rats swarmed. For the royals, one man stood as a buffer against this threat, the royal rat catcher. Jack Black, a self-proclaimed royal rat catcher, was known for his unique outfits and flair for the dramatic. He wore a belt made of dead rats to signal his success. His expertise extended beyond traps and poisons. He educated the public on hygiene and sanitation, demonstrating how to block rat burrows to prevent infest. This strange alliance highlights a world where survival depended on those who remained in the shadows, who knew a rat catcher could be a pillar of royal safety. At number 5 is the Royal Apothecary, the Queen's chemist from London in the 1600s under Queen Elizabeth I. Within the opulent chambers of royalty, the apothecary wielded a different kind of power. More than a simple druggist, they were steeped in herbal lore. Their knowledge was crucial against diseases like smallpox. Queen Elizabeth I, known for her strong will, was not immune to illness. In 1562, she fell gravely ill with what was feared to be smallpox. Her trusted apothecary, Hugh Morgan, became vital to her care, prescribing potions and elixirs made from local herbs to ease her fever and discomfort. As a loyal confidant, he concocted these remedies himself, ensuring no one could poison the Queen. Royalty relied on their expertise not just for physical ailments, but also to maintain robust images. In a world of uncertainty, the apothecary was the silent orchestrator of health behind royal curtains. At number 4, we find the Royal Falconer, a living weapon in Tudor England during the 1500s. While we might imagine falconry as a simple pastime for the elite, the royal falconer held a position of strategic importance. Falcons and other birds of prey symbolized immense wealth and power, often given as diplomatic gifts. Queen Elizabeth I, a passionate falconer, showcased her skill during one of her famous countryside progresses when she was as the falcon soared and struck its prey with deadly precision. It wasn't just a successful hunt. The bird's power was a direct reflection of the Queen's own power. The falconer was more than a trainer. He was the keeper of this living weapon, ensuring his birds showcased the monarch's strength and discipline. At its core, the royal falconer maintained the crown's most beautiful, yet lethal. At number 3, the royal astronomer, the king's cosmic advisor in Stuart, England, 1675, during King Charles II's reign. This role may seem purely scientific today, but in the early modern era, the royal astronomer was more than a stargazer. Often tasked with advising the monarch on state matters through astrology, their predictions influenced military campaigns. The royal astronomer served as a keeper of cosmic secrets, providing a sense of divine order to the crown. Charles II appointed the first official royal astronomer, John Flamsteed, to create a star chart for navigation and mystical guidance. The position blended science and superstition, offering a cosmic perspective unique in the court. At number 2, we have the court jester, the king's shield in Tudor England during the 1500s under King Henry VIII. Amidst the high-stakes politics of royal courts, the jester wielded laughter like a sword. Clad in bright colors, this entertainer played a crucial role, often dismissed as a mere fool. Yet the jester ventured far beyond shallow humor. King Henry VII's beloved jester, Will Sommers, was famously the only man who could speak truth to the king without fear of execution. His sharp wit often disarmed Henry's rage. On one occasion, a man was imprisoned for a petty crime, and no one dared plead for him. Will Sommers mocked the situation so skillfully that Henry, amused, pardoned the man. The jester's humor offered light amidst heavy decisions, yet his role bore risks. A misstep meant danger. He balanced humor with the weight of responsibility. And our most bizarre job at number 1 is the Groom of the Stool, a title with hidden significance in Tudor England during the 1500s under King Henry VIII. This job sounds like a punchline, yet it was one of the most powerful and trusted. The Groom of the Stool assisted the king with personal hygiene, specifically during defecation. But this was just a cover. This intimate access made them the monarch's closest confidant. Sir Henry Norris was one of King Henry VII's most famous grooms, with unrivaled access to the king's private life. He managed appointments, handled royal finances, and even acted as a bodyguard. This position symbolized the king's ultimate trust. The most bizarre job in history was not just peculiar, it wielded immense power. Within the splendor of royal courts, a person's closeness to authority often eclipsed their title. Hidden behind the grandeur was a network of essential workers, silent yet vital. From the rat catcher to the Groom of the Stool, these figures were the strange yet necessary gears in a machine that sustained the monarchy. Their tales reveal a truth. Power rests not solely on though these roles may belong to a bygone era, the principle endures. Today's society is also supported by an unseen army of essential workers. Sanitation crews tirelessly maintain the cleanliness of our cities, infrastructure technicians safeguard our power supply, and wastewater treatment operators ensure our water remains safe. These modern keepers of our kingdom embody the unsung heroes whose humble endeavors keep our world. Perhaps the greatest secret of all is this: our intricate modern existence, much like the ancient kingdoms, thrives on the unseen labor of those laboring in the shadows. This is Long History Short, your shortcut to the complete narrative. We aim to share stories that not only educate but also entertain. Your suggestions for tales you wish to hear are